All right, let's start with the big story that we're tracking this morning on Wion. That is the case of the missing Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi, where U.S. President Donald Trump, who's been facing mounting criticism for taking a soft stance on Saudi Arabia. Now, for the first time, Trump has acknowledged that the journalist is most likely to be dead.
It certainly looks that way to me. It's very sad. It certainly looks that way. Just that we're waiting for some investigations and waiting for the results, and we'll have them very soon. And I think we'll be making a statement, a very strong statement. But we're waiting for the results of about 3 different investigations, and we should be able to get to the bottom fairly soon. And I'll see you on the plane.
Now, the United States has given Saudi Arabia more time to investigate the disappearance of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. Yesterday, U.S. President Donald Trump met for less than an hour with Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, who gave the president an update on his talks this week, both with the Saudi and also with the Turkish officials about Khashoggi's case. Now, Pompeo has recommended giving the Saudis a few more days for carrying out the investigation into the missing journalist Jamal Khashoggi.
We made clear to them that we take this matter with respect to Mr. Khashoggi very seriously. They made clear to me that they too understand the serious nature of the disappearance of Mr. Khashoggi. They also assured me that they will conduct a complete, thorough investigation of all of the facts surrounding Mr. Khashoggi, and that they will do so in a timely fashion. And that this report itself will be transparent for everyone to see, to ask questions about, and to inquire with respect to its thoroughness. And I told President Trump this morning that we ought to give them a few more days to complete that, so that we too have a complete understanding of the facts surrounding that, at which point we can make decisions about how or if the United States should respond to the incident surrounding Mr. Khashoggi. When I traveled and met with President Erdogan, he talked to me about the incident. He told me that they were conducting their own investigation. We had a chance to meet with some of the team involved with that. He assured me that they would share their results with the Saudis as well. So we do believe that between these two efforts, a complete picture will emerge for what actually transpired here. And we're working towards that. We're looking forward to that wrapping up quickly, and we expect that it will be done in that way.
All right, so on this issue of the disappearance of the dissident Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi, we earlier spoke with Ahmed Benchesmi, who is an activist with the Human Rights Watch from New York, and this is what he had to say.
Well, obviously, the answer depends on which journalist we're talking about and what are the circumstances surrounding that person. Some journalists, yes, probably need protection because they are they face immediate and serious threats to their life, to their physical integrity. Some others not. I mean, it's impossible to give a blanket answer for all the journalists. What is certain, however, is that in the Middle East, and particularly in the Gulf and Saudi Arabia, this is a bad time for journalism. This is a bad time for free press. And, self-censorship was already high in the kingdom. Now, with this tragic incident, it is almost prevalent. There's almost no space left for free expression at all. And that is of grave concern. And it should be of concern not only to citizens of Saudi Arabia and fellow, Arabs from the Gulf, but to everyone in the world, because when you allow freedom of speech to be attacked in such a murderous way, apparently, well, then you leave the perpetrators without accountability, and that is a threat for journalists all over the world. What you're asking is, what you're meaning is that this alleged crime happened in a consular building, meaning that it was not under the jurisdiction of Turkey. However, it is still on Turkish soil, even though consular buildings have specific status. And we still consider that it's Turkish soil, and that the preparation of such a crime have happened allegedly on Turkish soil as well. And so this is why we, alongside with Amnesty International and Reporters Without Borders, we called this morning for Turkey to request a special investigation from the Secretary General of the UN, because Turkey had to request it because it happened on their soil, and because we believe that all the light should be shed on this tragic incident, and that a Saudi investigation would definitely not be credible for that.